What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. After Sound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. All right, guys, I wanted to take a look at some of the potential combinations we can expect with Zyriel, the new upcoming dual elements Splinterlands promo card. That's a lot to say. Dual element promo card that is coming into the mix this week. And I just want to take a look at some of the monsters that are within the Chaos set, so all the additions inside of Chaos, and we'll be, obviously moving forward within Modern. Of course, there's a lot within Untamed, but I don't really want to mess around with that for now, so we're just going to stick with the Chaos set that includes the Core Edition, any promo cards, reward cards, and Rift Watchers, and we will also do the Soulbound reward cards, but we'll go to those in a moment. Right now, I'm just looking at the market here because this will have at least everything, and I want to be able to look at it at max level. So let's go ahead and see what we can expect. Let's see here. So actually what's interesting from a monster perspective for the life team, everything is an attack monster. So the only thing is going to be a Pelacor Conjurer, unless I'm missing something here. But Pelacor Conjurer is one of the most used, at least it's one of my most used cards in game. So being able to have this thing do range damage is going to be quite good. Now, the only thing with Pelacor Conjurer, though, is I usually throw it in the first position. So obviously, if it's in the first position and it is not a close range game where the range attack can fire from the front, it'll be better for maybe snipe rule sets, or if you just want to put the Pelacor Conjurer in the second spot as like a secondary tank or a snipe tank, essentially. So still, either way, I mean, I think it's going to be a solid card. If we go over to the death side of things, I know Riftwing is a popular one. I just want to see if there's anybody else that doesn't have an attack. So here's Riftwing, and Riftwing is fantastic. Just in terms of all the abilities that it has: Headwinds, Backfire, Scavenger, and Flying, and it's also super fast, as you can see here. But that may be it in terms of non-attacking monsters as well. So let's go over to the neutral side of things, and probably the top pick here, and maybe the only pick, is going to be Chaos Agent. Now, here is another card. Great card, starting in gold, in my opinion, mainly because you get the phase in gold as well, and obviously increased speed. But a game changer, absolute game changer in Diamond Plus when you can get him maxed out. So you can get one for 42 bucks right now. I'm not saying that's a good or bad price. I'm just saying that's what it is of what we're looking at. But the Backfire ability has won me so many games you would not believe. Actually, I did miss a card here. Scavo Hireling is another one that could be interesting. Now, this is a great support card. I use it sparingly. I don't use it as much as I thought I would, just because normally if I'm playing, especially something like Life, I will use someone like Adelaide Brightwing, who has the repair ability built in. But on the death side, there's at least none of the monsters that I have currently have repair. So being able to throw Scavo Hireling in, who would have value for other cards that use a ton of armor, someone like Legionnaire Alvar, someone like Jin Moirat, right? We were just looking at Jin Moirat here. Even Heartclaw, right? A lot of these guys who do have some armor on them, or even someone like Ever Hungry Skull. So it could give a little bit more, maybe a lot more utility to those specific cards by throwing him in there and actually having him have some kind of offensive weapon. So let's actually go over to the Soulbound reward cards now, and let's actually just see all Soulbound reward cards. You can see that I don't have all of them, but we can take a look here. Oh, you know what? Actually, we'll even take a look at the Gladiators later. So let's just look at Life, Death, and Neutral. And I suppose we could look at Dragon as well. Oh, you know what? Let's go back here because we totally did not take a look at Dragon, although I don't think that there are many, if any, options for non-attackers. No, doesn't look like it. So we were right to skip that in the first place. All right, so let's go back to the Soulbound. And the only reason it popped up is because I know that there's a Dragon card that would be phenomenal for this. So if we take a look at all Soulbound cards, Death, Life, Neutral, and Dragon, you'll see here, and let's go to Monsters. You'll see here, this is probably one of the top picks, Elvin Alvera. This is a card that I actually use quite often for the immunity as well as the thorns. And I don't even know what it gets at higher levels. Ooh, Reflection Shield and Inspire. Yeah, this is a card I think that could be that could get a lot of value from Zyriel. On the death side, you do have so all of them have epic cards that allow for, or that have no attack, right? So you do have Will of Wisp here, and at the higher levels, you're going to get Silence, Blind. I mean, giving this card an attack with all of the value that it adds with the Blind, Silence, Weaken. To me, it's a no-brainer. It's going to be awesome for that. I love this card. I use it all the time. Krar Zok, I think is how you say it. It's just 1 mana, but the Scavenge can make him, a nuisance. I don't want to say he's a beast because he doesn't do anything, but you can turn him into an offensive powerhouse by putting him in the back line somewhere, next to Zyriel and giving him that attack. So I'm really excited about that. And then of course there's a card here that I don't use very often, but could start to use more often. If I were to get or have Zyriel. So let's see here. You get at the highest levels, you're going to get Swiftness, you're going to get Rust, which is going to be great for any kind of range attackers on your team anyway. And 4 mana neutral, you can use it in many different situations. So I'm a big fan of the card. I think that this is, I think that there's going to be a lot of options available for Zyriel. Let's actually go over to the Gladius cards now. And I guess all of these are monsters. So we don't have, or sorry, attacking monsters. So we don't have anybody here in the mix, unlike in some of the other splinters. For example, you got someone like Crash Wanderford. Actually, no, I'm sorry. Where's this guy right here? Helmet Carafax. I knew there was one that was, see, this card is super similar to, what's that called? To Pelacor Conjurer, that I can't wait to get it leveled up because it has Void at the silver level, but then you do get that Magic Reflect, but also Return Fire at the highest levels, and it's only 2 mana. So not to mention the Scavenge that you get at the lower level. So if you start killing off monsters or have some kind of amplify and do damage back, this is a card that's going to be a lot of fun to play with in the future. So plenty of cards, I should say, that have a lot of value for Zyriel. Now, is it going to be a game-changing card? I don't know. That's going to be hard to tell. A lot of people were excited about Waka when it came out, and it ended up not being what everyone thought it was. A lot of people weren't excited about Lux Vega, myself included, when it came out, and it ended up being better than expected. So, ultimately, we'll have to see how this plays out, but I do believe at the higher levels, Zyriel will have a good place in the meta for a lot of life, death, and even dragon teams. But we are 21 hours away. That's my little analysis here. Again, I do not plan on getting one, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to play with one. If the rental value is good, I may want to play with one and do the whole try it before you buy it thing, especially if it doesn't sell out right away. So we'll see how things play out for me. I'm excited. I'm planning to live stream during the sale tomorrow. So hopefully see you then. But that is all I have. Have an amazing rest of your day. I'll catch you all in the next video and see you around the game. Take care.